told you I was going to be back again tonight. Okay, so I think it's about a year after Adventure ends, we get the best movie in this movie series. I think it's universally agreed upon. Basically, Izzy finds an egg on the internet. It hatches. He gets real nervous about it and goes tells Ty about it. And they sit up in his dad's office room or something, and they see that it hatches into a... I forgot what its name was. So, it evolves into a Caramon, which would be its rookie form. And they're noticing that it's eating stuff. I know the evolution happens later than that, but still. So Jedi gets a hold of all the Digidestin's Digimon. It's like, seeing how you're the two that's here, I'm going to send Agumon and Tentomon onto the internet to fight this thing while you guys try to get hold of others. Okay, so Agumon and Tentomon head into the internet, and Ty's hilarious adventures of trying to get everybody together ensues. Oh my gosh. Those are funny, seeing his facial expressions after all of them. Only two can really get a hold of Matt and TK. And they're at his grandma. They're at their grandmother's place, so even then they're kind of having trouble because she won't get them on the phone because I think she's just brain dead or something. So they end up having to go find a computer somewhere else because, well, she doesn't have one, and the only way they can get a hold of Ty and the others is through this... I'm getting ahead of myself here. Is through this crap, what was it, like record and send message thing? So back where Ty and Izzy are, Agumon and Tentomon are fighting this thing, and it digivolves into this thing called Inframon, the big spider. And it starts going haywire on Agumon and Kabuterimon. And no, it skipped champion level. Yeah, Chrysalimon, he skipped Chrysalimon somehow. I think it's just a trait of Caramon. So they find out, oh, that's why he's an ultimate all of a sudden, so we have to hit ultimate now. And Infermon's probably the smartest villain in the Adventure universe, because he actually had the brains to attack them while they're digivolving. I don't know why none of the villains thought of that beforehand. That's actually kind of genius. And it worked. It turned him back to rookie and he got away. So Matt and TK find a computer in a barber shop, and Gabumon and Patamon get on. So the four of them hunt down Inframon, and Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon go up against Inframon and just start slaughtering him. And then Patamon and Tentomon try to reach champion themselves, and Diaboromon knocks them out before they can do so. And this whole time, Izzy's getting email from people all over the world. Why everybody in the world has his email address, I don't know. Did Inframon, like, send it to everybody, or... That's the only real big question mark I have about this movie. Where does... But this actually does become a problem because all the email he's getting is putting heavy traffic on his internet server, and it's slowing Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon down because they're running on Ty's internet. And this really starts to affect him. So when Izzy goes crazy on his bathroom fiasco, Ty ends up blue screening the computer. Perfect little series of unfortunate events there. Izzy loses control of his bladder, Ty makes the computer blue screen, everybody loses. And then when they get the computer rebooted, Wargreymon and Metal Garurumon are practically hanging on for their lives, and Diaboromon got away. Now a lot of people's like, what happened to Tentomon and Patamon here? I'm assuming Jedi ripped them out of the internet to save them. And that's the only thing that would make sense, because he was able to send them on the internet. I think it makes sense that he could get them out of there. So, with enough energy, Greymon and Garurumon hunt down Diaboromon, but when they're doing that, they get an email from him saying, which one has the clock? I was trying to remember. I was thinking of the English quote. And then puts a 10-minute timer on, he starts multiplying. Heart attacks begin right here, because they see the email address that Diaboromon sent them was from the Pentagon here in America, and someone that he knows, or someone sent him an email saying that the Pentagon launched a nuke, and apparently it was heading right for Tokyo, where the Digidestin were. I'm not entirely sure if that's true. They never actually said, but that's where the missile landed. I'm not sure that's where it was aimed at. So now they're on a 10-minute clock against Diaboromon to try to stop this nuke from hitting wherever it's aimed at. Crap just got real. So when they get to where he is, the entire area is covered with him. He's multiplied so much, he's probably hit like the 10,000 mark or something. So Wargreymon and Garurumon are put into a barrage and they get blown to pieces. So they're literally dead meat. For some reason they stop firing, and Ty and Matt end up forcing themselves into the internet. I think the Digivices may have let them get in. And what happens next is the best movie moment of all time. I think this is the reason, well, along from it probably being the best written movie, it had the best moment out of all the movies. Everybody who was polling for them to win end up receiving their energy, and Wargreymon and Garurumon end up digivolving into Omnimon as he proceeds to just crowd control a mess out of this Diaboromon army. And oh my gosh, that transformation to Omnimon was beautiful. Shoot lasers at me? No. Oh look, I got a cannon myself. Boom. 300 of you down in one cannon shot. What now? Just owns them. So then it's basically one-on-one. And Diaboromon's so much faster, and it's the last one, the real one, the one with the clock. And he knows he's not nearly strong enough to beat Omnimon one-on-one, so he just begins stalling for time. And Izzy, being the genius as he is and what he did throughout Adventure, is the one that saves everybody. He sends all those emails that he's getting straight to Diaboromon's email account, slows him down. So then you've got 10 seconds. Omnimon flank for Diaboromon's head while Diaboromon's charging with a shot to hit Omnimon. 1 nanosecond left. Jabs him in the head, kills the clock, nuke falls into the river. Everybody saved. Izzy and Ty, I think, crap themselves. And just the best movie without question, and out of all of them. Because I mean, it had a fantastic story. It was action-packed. It was heart-racing. It had that moment that keeps giving me chills every time I see Omnimon show up. It was funny because of all Ty's facial expressions. Mimi's in Hawaii, or the egg's hatched. That gets me every time. Seeing Ty just look at the egg in his hand. It did just so much right. And there's a side story in the movie that I completely forgot. It was the whole Sora mad at Ty thing. He gave her a haircut for her birthday, knowing that she wears a hat all the time, and she was fussy with him throughout the movie. And during the very end of the credits, she sends him an email saying thanks for it, and like and accepts his apology, and she has a picture of her wearing it. I was like, that was a real nice way to end the movie. The already great movie at that, and the pictures they showed during the credits were great. Now, I'm not going to get into what the English version did to this movie because I'm going to talk about the English movie separately because, like I said, the first movie wasn't touched. This movie was touched a little bit, and the third movie was not even the same movie, practically. So I'm going to talk about Golden Hurricane and Diaboromon Strikes next, and then I'm going to hit the English movie. So for this movie, I know I'm not going to rank the movies in order of favorites for me, because they're just cool side stories. But this one is definitely my favorite, and I think it's the best too. And I think it's universally agreed upon that this is the best movie. Except for a certain somebody I know who's Tamer obsessed. If you watch my Digi Fans United Tamers reveal, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Thanks. Island Adventures is good. Okay, never mind, I'm done. I'm gonna get hated on that one so mad. Okay, so those are the two adventure movies. I'm gonna be talking about the two 02 movies next. One terrible and one what was basically the sequel to this one. It's pretty dang good on its own. So